Taurus friends. This is Kristen Redman, and today we are going to go over the planetary aspects that are going to be making a massive impact on your sign for 2018. Now, of course, your specific chart is going to indicate a lot more so on what's going to happen for you personally, but your sun sign, those energies will always follow you as well. So listening to this horoscope will kind of help you get a little bit of clarity and understanding moving forward for this upcoming year on what a profound transformative time this is. A once in a lifetime opportunity that really is starting to emerge now for you, my wonderful Taurus friends. So let's get right into it. The number one thing that is happening for all of us in 2018, but especially it's going to make the biggest impact on you, is Uranus, the planet of freedom that moves into your sign. Now, it hasn't been there for 84 years, okay? So 9 out of 10 y'all that are watching this right now, if not 10 out of 10 of y'all, have never experienced this energy before. And you've felt the pushings and rumblings of it over this past year. The universe has thrown upon you some pretty interesting changes, all right? And as Uranus moves into your sign in May of this year, leading up to that, you are really going to feel these pushes for freedom and liberation and spontaneity to take hold, which is different for you because you are Taurus. You are the most stable of all the earth signs. You are the one that will not budge. You are the hub of the wheel that everybody depends on. Taurus is the one that brings in the money. Taurus is the one that keeps everybody safe. Taurus is security and stability. And as Uranus, the planet of electric, chaotic, freedom-loving energy moves into your sign, it's going to jolt that aspect to you. And it's going to make you go, dang it, I want to focus on what I need as opposed to having to take care of everybody else. Because you know what, Taurus, darn it, you have taken care of everybody so well for so long. And I know you know that, but it's wonderful when you hear it from the universe. And the universe is coming through me now and telling you, you have done an amazing and above the top job of taking care of everybody. Now, it's time to focus on what your needs are a little bit more. And you are going to be over the next 7 years as this wonderful planet of freedom moves through your sign. The number one thing that is going to be the top priority for you this year is you. Which is weird, right? Because you're always worried about everything else. Worried about work, worried about money, worried about the kids, worried about the... You are the one that takes care of it. But this is the year where that almost has itself taken care of because you've set it up so dang well. This is the year where you can really focus on your growth, your change, and your personal transformation most. What in the world do I want? Says the Taurus. And this is the year where you really make that happen. This is the year you really make it happen. So there, as a result, right, because this is Uranus coming through and it's trying to have the real, true, authentic you emerge over the next 7 years. You are the number one Mona Lisa project. This is what's getting restructured and remolded so the real you can emerge. So this is going to be a year where some maybe new or maybe dormant talents and aspects that are buried within you start to emerge, and you're like, what in the world? I didn't know I was an artist. Or wait a second, I didn't know I could do this or teach that or say this or sing that or whatever it is. These things start to pop out, but they remind you of what you really do want. They remind you of the things that you really do need and what needs to change moving forward to make sure that that part of you is nurtured and can finally come out. So that is like number one this year for you, my Taurus friends. And it will continue to be a trend for you over the next several years. But you're going to feel it the most when it first hits your sign and then when it leaves your sign in 7 years. So this is going to be a major, major year for that. So focus on you and know the universe is giving you the okay to do it. Do it with pride, right? So let's move on to money. Let's talk about what 2018 has in store for finances for you, okay? Wonderful thing for you, my Taurus friends. There are big shifts that can happen for you in terms of finances at the end of the year when Jupiter moves into Sagittarius. That happens on November 8th. Now, when Jupiter moves into its home sign of Sagittarius, now remind you, it hasn't been there since 2007. When it does, it's like hitting the jackpot on all sevens, okay? Now, where it lands in your chart is going to indicate where those sevens are coming up for you. But as a Taurus, it's going to hit your financial sector the most. This is going to do with joint finances and debts. So if you do have outstanding debts, this is going to be a year where some wonderful opportunities appear for you to remove those and take those out of the equation. No matter what, even if it's not debt, maybe you just want to start saving more money. Maybe you just want to grow your money in whatever stocks or portfolio you may have. This is a year that as Jupiter moves into Sagittarius, it's going to give you that capacity like it hasn't since 2007 to be able to make that money multiply. So in terms of home life and family, what does 2018 have in store for my Taurus friends with that? So the January 31st eclipse is going to definitely tell you what that has in store. Pay attention what happens to you in that time frame, because the universe is going to give you a little bit of a preview on where some big changes are going to be happening in that. Not only changes, but it's going to bring you clarity to help you understand what you really need in your home and family life moving forward. Now, when that next eclipse happens, August 11th, when that eclipse hits, that's when the change is going to really start to happen. But really pay attention at that January 31st mark to see what that's going to be, and know that come August is when you're going to see those changes really happen in the family life. But ultimately, they bring new beginnings. That's the cool part. Wherever these eclipses happen, and the houses and the signs that they happen for you are going to indicate where those new beginnings are going to be. And for you, that's home and family. Now, love, here's another thing where wonderful Jupiter is working with you. As it moves into Sagittarius at the end of the year, it's going to be more focused on money. But before that, it's going to be focused on love. Throughout this year, starting out the new year and leading into November of this year, Jupiter is going to be touring through the sign of Scorpio, and it wants to heal as it does. This is a year where 2018, the main thing that we're doing is healing, and we're transforming areas that need to be ultimately healed up and let go and moved on, and here we go, moving into something that's better, right? Better ground. So as Jupiter moves through Scorpio, it's doing so in your 7th house of marriage, partnerships, relationships, business relationships, and it's bringing you luck and growth and opportunities in those areas, like ways that you have not seen since 2005. So if you have had shaky situations going on with your relationships, this is the year where Jupiter comes through like a guardian angel to help bring some wonderful energy and infuse it back into it. Now, in terms of career, my Taurus friends, this is going to be a year where Mars is going to be stagnated in terms of that. So you may see that things are moving a little bit slower for you career-wise this year, which is okay, because you tie so much of your earthy self into what your career is. This is a year where that stagnates and slows down so you can focus more on the other aspects that make you who you are. You're not just a workhorse or a work ram. No, you're not a ram. What are you? Why can bull? You're not just a work bull. Darn it. This is a year where you start to see that you are more than just this constant person that has to work all the time. And as Mars retrogrades this year, it's going to be, Mars is the engine, right? And when Mars retrogrades, it slows you down. It makes you look to the past, and it makes you reassess. So as Mars is in Aquarius this year, it's stuck in that same sign for like 6 months out of the year. And when it does that, what it's going to have you looking at is where you feel stagnated in your career is what it's going to do. It's going to have you going within and saying, where do I want to change things in terms of my career? Where do I want this direction going? But it's not just your career direction. It's your life purpose direction. Where do I want this to go moving forward? What's going to be more fitting for me now? What do I want now moving forward? So you're going to be really focused on that, especially as Mars goes into this retrograde phase, June 26th through August 26th of this year. A lot of introspection, a lot of, I need to do this differently. And then as the eclipse happens in August, moving forward, you're going to have that energy and drive to really make the changes where you need to in terms of career. So now, the number one thing though for you, my Taurus friends, is that this is a year where you realize like never before that you are ready for new things. You're ready to break free of the tried and true ways that you've always done things, that people have always expected you to do, and you're ready to confidently go into what it is that you want, into these new horizons. And I think that's a wonderful energy to have for you, because you carry so much weight for so many others, and this is the time where it's going to really start to shift and change. But let's look at specific birthdays now. Let's narrow it in and see where the biggest shifts are going to be happening for you. Now, of course, like I said before, if we look at your chart, that's going to tell a little bit more dialed in. But for now, this is where your sun sign is going to be making the biggest impact. So if you have a birthday between May 4th and May 21st of this year, Jupiter, that lucky guardian angel Jupiter out there, is going to be in opposition with your sun. That's you. That's your sign. That sun in astrology is you, okay? So you've got that planet of luck and opportunity and shifting and growing and changing that's opposing that sun of yours. So it's really nudging that inside of you, pushing you to go into new territories. So this is going to be a year where a lot of growth is going to come through. A lot of change is going to come through, and it's going to bring abundance, but especially in your personal relationships is where the biggest areas are going to be happening for you. You're going to see a big shift and change with that. The lucky sevens that hit the jackpot, it's going to be big for you in terms of relationships this year. If you have a birthday between May 1st and May 7th of this year, Neptune is going to be making a wonderful connection with your energy, your sun. Now, Neptune is the planet of dreams, so your dream life, both waking and asleep, unconscious and subconscious mind, are going to be dreaming a lot more so. You are going to be more in tune with your spirituality this year, and this is a year where that really starts to shift and change. You become more in touch with that spiritual side of yourself, because you as a Taurus are always focused on the earthly and the tangible, that you don't necessarily focus on the intangible, on the spiritual realm. And this is a year where that kind of hits you like you've never had before. So you're going to have more dreams, and you're going to kind of go within and start daydreaming more too about what you want in life moving forward, as you start to usher in this next 7 years of major growth and change for you on a personal level. Now, the thing too with Neptune is that it dissolves structures that are around us, and what it's going to start dissolving for you are those old aspects to yourself that you don't want to see anymore. So this could be old habits. Taurus is profoundly known for being stuck in the earthly realm. Sometimes you get stuck. You're the most stubborn, I guess we could say. Ooh, I just said that one. Stubborn of the signs, right? So maybe that's an aspect of yourself that you're ready to see change. But it's also habits that need to change too. And Taurus is known to be a sign as ruled by Venus, that wonderful planet Venus of yours. It likes to do things in excess, and it likes luxurious things. It likes to eat. It loves food. It loves comfort. But sometimes that can be overdone, okay? And this is a year where you really want to rein that in once and for all and get that under control. So this is a wonderful year for that. Now, if you have a birthday between May 9th and 12th, kind of carries into that same thing as Pluto, the planet of transformation. The planet of this year is making a fantastic connection with your sun. This is the year of immense personal transformation. Probably the most transformative year of your life is going to happen this year. And a lot of it's going to come from letting go of the old self and moving into good, new areas of yourself, new habits, new structures, new things that you have always wanted to do that you've never been able to do, especially in terms of health, career, money, love, things that you are ready to change. This is the year you do it. And it's going to be that caterpillar to a butterfly type of energy that happens for you. So you may fall off the radar for a little bit this year in the process of doing that. And that may very well be when your planet Venus retrogrades in October, you may find that that's the time when you really need to go within and reflect on what you want to change. But you are going to have the energy behind you to really make those massive changes this year. So, my Taurus friends, let's pull a card here and see what the energies and your Archangel Shamuel have to tell you moving forward for this year. Archangel Shamuel is your angel as a Taurus, but he's the angel that helps you find anything, whether it's a job, love, a dog, a ring you lost, you name it. He's the one that's going to help you find it. So he is most known for helping you find peace, though, when things are very unstable. And this might be a year where that starts to happen. In the next several years, that's going to happen because Uranus, it likes to shake things up, and it can bring things through unexpectedly, as it does. So you are going to have a lot of unexpected things come your way in the next 7 years. Good, bad, whatever it is, no matter what it is, it's going to help you be the real you and have the real you emerge. So let's have Shamuel come through and give us a little guidance on what his message is for you this year. Ooh, this is it. Ooh, I can feel it. Ooh, isn't this interesting? So this is the Four of Water. This is a card of really focusing on the things that bring you unhappiness and moving on and moving past them. This is a card that indicates that sometimes we try so hard to fix something that we miss the opportunities and they pass us by because we're so focused with our head down on something that really we can't change, that the good opportunities pass us by. So this is a card that tells us to keep our eyes open for those things that come through, sometimes chaotically, as Uranus does. This is a card that just reminds you to keep your eyes open to the possibilities. So this year, whatever the changes may be, don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as an opportunity for new things to come through. That's your message from Shamuel. And I want you all to know that the next several years are going to bring wonderful things for you. Absolutely wonderful things. And this is the year that it all begins. So, my Taurus friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.